Here's the call in the classroom.
Leader, Sunny Season. Now up to challenge comes Bite View. And on the outside, Impetuous Gal is now moving up. A gap of 4 lengths to Tab Boladoro fourth. That's class running fifth. And also beginning to gain on the extreme outsider, Salzburg. 3/4 in a minute, 10 2/5 seconds. With the lead is Bite View. On the outside, Impetuous Gal. Sunny Season is third, and Salzburg on the outside is coming on strongly. The leader is Bite View, but here comes Salzburg on the outside. Running third is Impetuous Gal. It's Bite View and Salzburg. It's between them now. They're head-to-head, driving for the wire. Salzburg in the middle and Bite View on the rail. And at the wire, it's going to take a photograph to separate them. It looks like Bite View winning at a nose with Salzburg second and Impetuous Gal finishing third.
Okay, Bite View wins, paid $6.40, $4 and $3. In the 9th race today, Flakes Away, paid $16.20, $5.60 and $3.20. That'd be a good name for a dander shampoo, wouldn't it? And in the 10th race, Hateful Heathen. Oh, another winner there. $12.60, $5.20 and $4. 10th race Exacta, numbers 4 and 2 paid, well, what else? $42.
Very, very hard on.
It's Bite View and Salzburg. It's between them now. They're head-to-head, driving for the wire. Salzburg
As we begin the last 15 days of the 1980 meeting, the ak-sar-ben Racing Jamboree is underway. Stay tuned for the final edition of ak-sar-ben 80, the Great Races.
ak-sar-ben 80, the Great Races, is brought to you in part by the Big Mac Thunderboat Races, August 22nd through the 26th at Lake McConaughey.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Wayne DeZoo. Back with me, as always, is Terry Wallace. And as I said, this is our final edition of ak-sar-ben 80, the Great Races. However, that does not mean that the racing is over at ak-sar-ben. 15 stakes races left to go, 15 days of racing, including the big races like the $100,000 added Omaha Gold Cup, the $150,000 added Cornhusker Handicap. We'll be talking about those races tonight. And during the next half hour, we'll be taking a look back at the past 3 weeks and the big stake races therein. And we'll be talking with track veterinarian Dr. E.R. Hinshaw about an ailment in horses called shinbuck.
This has been an outstanding year for Nebraska-bred horses. We've taken our cameras out to Fremont to introduce you to the leading Nebraska stallion this year, a fine horse called Dr. Stat. Wayne mentioned some of the big races. Among other big races this year, some of the 2-year-old championships still yet to come. We're going to look at 2 of those important 2-year-olds from trainer Willis Rivas' barn and give our last analysis of the jockey and trainer standings as well, Wayne.
And we're going to be back in a moment to take a look at those stakes races over the past 3 weeks and talk with Doc Hinshaw right after this. Well, let's go back now, talk about the big stakes races over the last 3 weeks since last we met here on ak-sar-ben 80. Terry, there was the 4-H stakes that was run on June 14th. Wonderlark was the winner of that one, but that is just part of the story about Wonderlark this year.
Indeed it is, Wayne. This race, he won on the front end. He's shown that he can come from behind. He can race on the front end. He's the first horse at ak-sar-ben to sweep through these 3 preliminary races on toward the Gold Cup and President's Cup, so therefore he has the first chance of any horse to win all of the major 3-year-old features here at ak-sar-ben. He was brilliant that day, but of course the competition later on now will get a lot tougher. He is really our best and won this one impressively, carrying the high weight and giving up weight to all of his other competition. Of course, that's not the only important weight-carrying effort. This one that you're seeing on the TV right now is Amadevil, with the highest weight carried to a stakes victory in the history of ak-sar-ben racing, 135 pounds, and beating fine horses like J.J.'s Girl and Eric of Norfolk, Marine Tested, and some of the other Daddy Al, other horses, Orphan Wind in there. He is just simply brilliant, getting closer always to the $1 million mark, combining between him and Roman Zipper. He's just under $600,000 in career earnings. Then we had the Board of Governors and a brilliant performance by this horse that invaded from Chicago called Hold Your Tricks. He ran extremely fast times on the front end and never backed up that day. This horse, of course, will be coming back for the Cornhusker. He has tremendous talent. He has shown it at other times, and he sure showed it the first time he raced here. As you can see, he won that Board of Governors Stakes in a very impressive style and beating some real nice horses at the same time, like Rex and Brazen Bold and others. And then lastly, what we have to show is the queens that we started out the show with here today. That's Bite View, who is by reviewer, also the sire of Ruffian. So Bite View has some pretty nice blood, and here's a real good mare called Salzburg running up to the outside of her, but as you see, Bite View just digs in then. When the going gets tough, that's when Bite View really gets it going. She's the first for sure champion, therefore, of the year by winning both the Quivira and the Queens. Whiteview will be our champion mare for the year, and she certainly has earned it.
And the fun's just begun because you got 15 more stakes races yet to go.
That's right, and there are going to be some great ones. We're going to be talking about all of them. But Wayne, one thing that we haven't talked about is the fact that a lot of these horses have gone by the wayside with some injuries.
A minute 10 and 2/5 seconds for the opening 3 quarters. Brazen Bold motoring along on the lead by 4.5. Lester C is second. Daring Damascus is looking for room down along the rail and bulling his way through now. Brazen Bold has the lead, and now Daring Damascus is moving up second along the inside. Lester C is third. They're driving for the wire. It's Brazen Bold, and here comes Daring Damascus down the inside. Brazen Bold, Daring Damascus is coming on. Brazen Bold and Daring Damascus, they're right together at the wire. And in the final stride is Brazen Bold, the winner ahead. Daring Damascus second, a gap of 4, and Don F. ran third.
Here it is officially Brazen Bold, Daring Damascus, and Don F. In the first, catch a can.
Wonderlark and Summer Advocate battled stride for stride at the front of the 8-horse field for the first half mile of the Gold Cup. Wonderlark, who came into the race undefeated and with 3 previous victories at the track, was definitely the favorite. The crowd of over 23,000 watched as Wonderlark took the lead at 1 1/5. Terry Wallace, the track announcer, has the stretch call.
Lead by a neck. Summer Advocate second, and they flying the 6 furlongs in a minute 9 and 1/5 seconds. It's Wonderlark taking the lead by 2. Summer Advocate is second. Prince Raj running third. On the outside, it's Free Turn finishing 4th. They're driving for the wire. Wonderlark leads it by 2.5. Summer Advocate running second, but it's Wonderlark driving toward victory in the Omaha Gold Cup. Wonderlark in front, and Wonderlark will win it by 3. Summer Advocate finishing second, and Suncatcher ran third.
An objection was made by Kenneth Jones, the jockey on Summer Advocate, for alleged interference on the stretch turn, but it was disallowed by track officials. Wonderlark wins his 4th consecutive race at Ak-sar-Ben this year.
As we started to pass Summer Advocate, he really put it on for me. He likes something to run at, and when he's got something to run at, something in front of him, he runs towards it.
Wonderlark wins the first prize of over $60,000, and now trainer Charlie Allison hopes to run the horse in the $125,000 American Derby in Chicago. Again, in the Gold Cup, it was Wonderlark, followed by Summer Advocate, and then Suncatcher. In the first race...
In the 8th race, we'll pick up the race.
On the clubhouse turn, it's Summer Advocate leading by 3/4. Wonderlark second by 2 lengths. Prince Raj is right there third. There goes Hill Bazan up between horses 4th. Sundancer is 5th. On the outside, Ray's Word running 6th, a gap of 3 to Free Turn and Silver Prospector. The opening quarter mile was run in 23 and 1/5 seconds. Down the backstretch, Summer Advocate leads at a half. Wonderlark is second by 2. Prince Raj third, and Hill Bazan up on the outside 4th. Suncatcher is 5th. Ray's Word on the extreme outside running 6th, a gap of 3 to Free Turn and Silver Prospector. The half-mile time, 46 seconds. Moving to the final turn, Summer Advocate and Wonderlark are dueling for the lead, a gap of 2.5. That's Prince Raj running third. Hill Bazan dropping back now 4th. Ray's Word is 5th. Suncatcher 6th. They're on to the turn. The leaders now are separating themselves from the field as Wonderlark has the lead by a neck. Summer Advocate second, and they flying the 6 furlongs in a minute 9 and 1/5 seconds. It's Wonderlark taking the lead by 2. Summer Advocate is second. Prince Raj running third. On the outside, it's Free Turn finishing 4th. They're driving for the wire. Wonderlark leads it by 2.5. Summer Advocate running second, but it's Wonderlark driving toward victory in the Omaha Gold Cup. Wonderlark in front, and Wonderlark will win it by 3. Summer Advocate finishing second, and Suncatcher ran third.
And in the 8th race, it was Wonderlark, $5.20, $3.80, and $3. The 9th race today, Splitonian, $14.60, $3 and $2.80. And the 10th race, Noran, that's one the computer had, $4.40, $3.20, and $3. And the 10th race, Exacta, 3 and 1, paid $29.60.
Out at Ak-sar-Ben was the $25,000 added speed handicap. In the field was Emma Devil, and Terry Wallace has the stretch call.
They're at the head of the stretch with Gallant Serenade in the middle. Along the rail is Pago running on the outside. Emma Devil. Laramie Bound is 4th. There's the furlong to run. It's Pago Run now, putting ahead in front. Gallant Serenade fighting back in the middle. Pig-O-Ron with the lead. Gallant Serenade, and on the outside, Amadevil. But it's Pig-O-Ron and Gallant Serenade at the wire. And Pig-O-Ron will hold on and win it a neck. Gallant Serenade second, a gap of 2.5, and Amadevil finished third.
So here it is officially. Pig-O-Ron, Gallant Serenade, and Amadevil. Monty's either
Had
one.
little to say about Hold Your Tricks, a horse with only 1 win in 8 starts this year, but the trick was on the rest of the field today.
10 horses were in the field for the richest race of the season at Ak-sar-Ben, the Cornhusker Handicap. The heavy favorites, Prince Majestic at 2-1, and Canadian Champ Overskate at 3-1. But as the field broke from the gate, it was a 9-2 medium shot in the lead.
Hold Your Tricks quickly drives out, and along the inside, that's Brazen Bold. In the middle of the track, Overskate is moving up with switch partners. Prince Majestic on the outside is next. Don F is 6th. Daring Damascus running 7th.
And Hold Your Tricks held the lead around the far turn, through the backstretch, and into the turn for home.
6 furlongs in a minute, 11 seconds. Hold Your Tricks has now drawn off to a 3-length lead. Prince Majestic is 2nd. Overskate on the outside is 3rd. That's Daring Damascus getting through along the rail now 4th. And on the outside, Don F is 5th. Hold Your Tricks has the lead. Here comes the Canadian horse. Overskate in the middle. It's Hold Your Tricks. Overskate coming on. Hold Your Tricks has the lead. Overskate is coming. It's Hold Your Tricks and Overskate. They'll be heads apart at the wire, but it's going to be Hold Your Tricks winning it ahead with Overskate second, a gap of 5 lengths. Daring Damascus was 3rd.
A mild surprise for the 28,000 fans on hand, and a perfectly rated race by winning jockey David Pettinger. Hold Your Tricks, the Cornhusker Handicap champion.
$5,000 added Hall of Fame stakes. And here now is Terry Wallace with that stretch call.
Brazen Bold is the leader, but here comes Eric up on the outside. Double Quote is running 3rd, and also Roman Zipper flying at him on the outside. Eric of Norfolk is the leader. Here comes Roman Zipper. Brazen Bold is 3rd. Driving for the wire, Eric of Norfolk, Roman Zipper, Eric of Norfolk, and Roman Zipper on the outside at the wire. These two are going to be down here noses apart, and it's going to be Eric of Norfolk, the winner in nose. Roman Zipper finishing 2nd, and Brazen Bold was 3rd.
Still can't figure out whether Terry just likes Roman Zipper or he had money on him today. I don't know. Eric of Norfolk, the winner. Roman Zipper and Brazen Bold in that order. General
drugs to be in a horse while it's racing. One of the few places where house calls are still common in medicine is the backside of a racetrack. This is veterinarian Dr. James Hume on his morning rounds in the stable area at Sportsman's Park in Chicago.